Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching the Political Vigilante. Shave the knuckles for justice. Oh, snap. Florida Progressive Comedy Tour is coming near you. January 9th through the 12th. Gainesville, Coral Gables, or the Miami area, Orlando, Jacksonville. Get your tickets at grahamelwood.com. Looks like the Hawaii shows in February are not going to happen. I apologize. We just couldn't figure out a venue, and it was just getting too close to the date, but we're going to try to find something down the road, so I apologize for that. It was just, you know, it's finding venues, and it's a big undertaking going to Hawaii, so we had to make sure it was right, and it was just hard to get the dates from the theater and contracts and all that stuff. It just took longer, so I apologize for that, but we will have some Hawaii dates later in the year, hopefully. But also I will be in the Chicago area headlining. It's not part of the Progressive Comedy Tour, but I'm headlining February 21 through March 2nd. I'm doing St. Charles, downtown Chicago, and Rosemont. And then in March, Ron and I are going to Texas. No, excuse me. No, we're not going to Texas in March. We are going to Lafayette, Louisiana, New Orleans, and Pensacola. We're going to add some more dates on that tour for sure. In April, we are going to Texas. 12, 13, 14, 15, guys. San Antone, Fort Worth, Houston, and Austin. Please get your tickets for that. We have ticket links for all of those except Austin. We're just waiting on the Austin ticket link. And then in May, we are going to Salt Lake City, Utah, and Boise, Idaho. Check those dates out. And in June, we already have Washington, D.C. booked, and that is going to be the beginning of the East Coast tour. We're going to try to hit Philly, New York City, Boston. We might go up into Vermont and stuff like that. So we're putting that together, guys. We are putting that together. So I've been doing a little fun, having some fun going to Sludge. They're doing some nice work telling us who's getting money from what. So Democrats on key energy subcommittees have financial stakes in oil and gas companies. 7 Democratic members of the House Energy Committee's Energy and Environment subcommittees collectively own at least $2.3 million worth of stock in the oil and gas industry. So you might remember this. So Ocasio-Cortez was pushing hard to start a Green New Deal committee, right? They killed it. They crushed it. I did a video on it. And they brought back to life this House Energy Committee. You see why? You see how it works? You see their scam? We can't have a Green New Deal committee because that could actually get stuff done. And we can't let people like Ocasio-Cortez have a voice, but we'll let these corporate oil company sellouts have a voice. See, this is the Democrat. I talk about this literally on almost a daily basis, how the Democratic Party does this. Some subcommittee, who's on it? On December 10th, Massachusetts Rep. Joe Kennedy III signed on to the Green New Deal. Signing it and actually putting it in place, 2 different things, Joe. An ambitious plan spearheaded by incoming progressive House Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to make the United States carbon neutral by 2030 and create millions of green energy jobs. This generation will either be defined by the wreckage of climate change or defined by the mighty effort we summon in response, Kennedy said in a statement. I am proud to support the Green New Deal and look forward to working with my colleagues on the blah, 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 blah. I'll never be one of my uncles or dads. Here's the thing that he forgot to mention in this quote. It probably slipped his mind. He was probably busy, so I don't want to judge him too much. Is the significant personal investment in the oil and gas industry. According to a Sludge review of congressional financial disclosure documents, Kennedy owns between $963,000 and $2.2 million worth of stock in companies in the oil and gas industry such as Chevron, Exxon, NextEra Energy. Most of Kennedy's stock is contained in inherited family trusts. Well, one thing we know for certain, the Kennedy family has never done anything nefarious or illegal. So I'm sure these are all good, upstanding companies. He's for the Green New Deal. Boy, he just like any good politician, just, what do I got to say to the base? What, the Green New Deal, that's the big, okay, I'll do Green New Deal. Checks from the oil company. Woo, yachts. Here's a quote from Bill McKibben, the founder of 350.org. Fossil fuel is the biggest industry on the earth, at the center of the greatest crisis humans have ever faced, and they have used their money and power to make sure nothing substantive is ever done. Right. So instead of a Green New Deal committee, we this energy committee, and we stack it full of these sellouts. So then we give the appearance that we're getting something done. We're working on it. We'll just let it bang around in committee and hope that Americans keep falling asleep. And we'll distract them with Russia, Russia, Russia. Trump wants to pull out of Syria and Afghanistan, and everyone suddenly is an expert on the Kurds. All of a sudden, everyone on the left knows about the Kurds. We need an exit strategy. It's been 17 years. Let's pull out. While we're pulling out, we'll come up with an exit strategy. Money for humanitarian aid and infrastructure like hospitals and schools and all that stuff. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. Keeping some support, but no military. No bombing, no special forces, no boots on the ground, no more flag draped coffins coming home. Nobody coming home with PTSD, prosthetic limbs. We're done with that. No more bombing and killing civilians. I'm done with all that. I'm done with all that. That's all for oil. What they just said is the biggest industry on the face of the earth, and the single biggest cause of the collapse of the planet environmentally. Sludge has found that 7 of the 14 Democrats on the Energy Environment Subcommittees, that's half, that's enough to jam stuff up, as well as the anticipated 2019 Energy and Commerce Committee chairman, hold investments that could total $4.3 million or more in oil and gas companies and companies that provide equipment and services to the oil and gas industry. So half of the committee is bought and paid for. Just break it down for you. Congressional financial disclosures do not provide exact amounts for these investments and instead list dollar ranges with which each investment falls. Well, let's take a look at who our big winning lineup is. Look at these guys. Who do we got, huh? There's our friend Joe Kennedy here. Chevron, ExxonMobil, General Electric, next at Schumberg. Somewhere, the minimum is 960, the max is 2.2. Somewhere in there. Let's assume it's the max. Scott Peters, right? Tortoise Energy Infrastructure Corporation, he's $1 million, we know that. Debbie Dingell, that's a real name. Chevron, Cleanbridge Energy, the other evil, plundertheworld.org. Somewhere between 236 and 665. Kurt Schrader, Conoco, Exxon. Boy, you see the Exxon gang. They're kind of everywhere, right? We see the Exxon guys. They're there again, right there. There you go, Exxon. Way to go. Kurt, oh boy, he's on the low end. Somewhere between 23 to 170 grand. Peter Welch, same group of filthies. Oh, 6 to 90. It's a nice range. Pete. Mike Doyle, Marigrass Partners. Look what Mikey's got, 15 to 50. Jerry McNerney, Duke Midstream, Valero Marketing, 1,000 to 16. Come on, Jerry, get the numbers up. Go with the Exxon, where's the money's at, pal. Don't deal with these low rent punks. Frank Pallone, Chevron, and some other evil assholes, $1 million to 15. Telling you, you want to get on the top of the list, you got to go ExxonMobil. So that's who's selling us down the river, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 8. Wait a minute. 8 of them. It's all in the show notes below, guys. It's like I would go to Sludge, I would go to opensecrets.org because they're letting us know where these pimps are getting their money from. And these are godless pimps. All of them. All of them. So if any of these folks are your representatives, and I'll just break it down for you even real quick, right? Just so you know who's what. Peter Welch is a representative. Frank Pallone is a Democrat from New Jersey. Scott Peters is a Democrat from California. Debbie Dingell is a Democrat from Michigan and has the hilarious cartoon name. Kurt Schrader is a Democrat from Oregon. Jerry McNerney is a Democrat from California. Look at all these good blue state Democrats. So if any of those folks, your representatives, tell them you think they're filthy and they should denounce this money and get off of that energy committee, and they don't have the moral compass to be on a committee like that. And you find the fact that they take money from these companies reprehensible, and there's no way they can there's no way any of these people can look you in the eye and tell you that they're going to fight to save the environment. I bet you these companies, all of these companies have what's called greenwashing, which is they make billions of dollars, but then they'll spend like $5 million a year on clean energy technology. And they'll do a little bit of research. So I'm sure they'll even go, well, we gave money to the guy on the Energy Commission because we want a green solution. We helped our buddy Scott out, or Jojo, or Debbie Dingell. Dingle Debbie. Dingy ding ding. Ding dong Debbie. We gave her money, but this is to help make the planet better. Don't fall for it, guys. That's how the Democrats sell us out. We know the Republicans are evil, oil people, and the Democrats pretend to be for the environment, and they're not. They're not. Don't vote for or support any representative where you live that takes money from the oil lobby. Send them packing. Send them packing. We have 11 years, guys. 11 years to drastically change how we do everything and get off of oil and fossil fuels. If we don't do it immediately, by 2030, it'll be too late. None of these idiots care. Thanks for watching.